RV, and today we're going to show you how to install the flying insect screens for your refrigerator vents. These are from Camco, and I will provide an Amazon link in the description. It helps the channel if you buy from those links. It doesn't cost you anything extra. If you're a Prime member, you still get your free shipping, everything just like you would. It just helps pay for the channel a little bit. So we're going to go through this, and I'll show you what comes in the package, what tools you need, what the steps are, what the considerations are. A lot of times, by the time you've seen these videos, I've installed it 2 or 3 times, making all the possible mistakes you can up front, and hopefully making it so that you don't have to experience those mistakes. So I'll show you the easy way to do it. So let's get started. All right, so this is what comes in the package. You get 3 insect vent covers. That is these items. You need to make sure you order the right ones. They come in different sizes depending on your refrigerator. I have a Dometic refrigerator, and it takes the 20 by 1.5 inch covers, but there are different sizes. It also comes with these zip ties that you will use to actually install them, and then it also includes the instruction. So this is a really super easy install. The only tools you're going to need are a screwdriver, and that'll be used to take off the vent covers themselves, and some snips. You'll use those snips for 2 things. One is to clip the zip ties, and any type of snips will do good for that. The other will be to cut an opening for the refrigerator drain pipe that comes through, and I'll show you that when we get to that point. On my trailer, I've got 2 vents that are on the back of my trailer, a higher one and a lower one. So I had to buy 2 packages in order to do this project on here. The first thing you're going to do is remove these vents. On the lower vent, you can see that there is a drain pipe, and we'll go into more details as we're working on that one. But we'll do the upper one first, since that's the easier. This one is the upper one, and there's no drain pipes or anything to worry about. So the first thing we'll do is twist each of these ties and then just pop this out. The vents are just held in with those little twist attachments that go in these square holes here, and then once you do, you just pull it straight out and it comes off. This is the top one removed. Once you remove this is what it looks like. You can see those are the vents that we're going to cover. It's just plastic, and the measurements that I took were from this corner to this corner, and from here to the back. That's how I took the measurements, so that I knew which ones to order from Amazon. I will include a link for several different sizes, if possible, in the video, in the description below, and also in the related blog item. So the next thing you do when you're getting ready to install these is you will take your one of the covers, and you simply place it in like so. And that's all there is to it. And then the next thing, and I'll show you, I can't do it with a single hand, but I'll show you that you put the zip ties through there on each end, one on that end, one on the other end, and that's what holds it in place. So as you're putting these zip ties on, I found through trial and error that it's better to put the zip tie in from the inside, running it from the inside around the outside, and then back to the inside again, so that you end up with it looking like this. That way it makes it easier to tie the zip tie to that little cross bar there that goes across the unit. As you can see, it's ready to zip right onto there. I said earlier, you will put 2 zip ties on each one of these, and you'll leave the tail hanging out for a second. And then once you've got it adjusted where you want, then it's just a matter of simply clipping off the tail. Now we've got all three of these on. We'll just go through and snip them. I'll show you what it looks like when you got all three of them on. Excuse the grass that's on there. I'm sitting in the grass doing this. And now we'll just get our snips and just real easily snip those off. And that's all there is to the top one. Now the bottom one, where the vent is going to be a little bit more complicated. And I'll put this one on and show you what this looks like on, and then we'll start working on the bottom one. Okay, that's what the top one looks like with the insect screens on. You can see that they're pretty nice and flush. They're up there solid. They're not going to go anywhere. These zip ties will hold them forever. It's protected. It doesn't affect the ventilation there that much. I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'm going to put a thermometer back here. I was warned that the ventilation could be affected some, but I'll keep you posted if I see any problems as we go out camping with it or anything. Doesn't look like it should affect the ventilation any, but if so, I'm going to just put a little 12-volt fan that's temperature controlled, so if it gets too warm back there, the fan will kick in and that type of thing. I've already got that circuit designed and ready to go. I will be selling that as a kit later on down the line. It'll be run by a little 12-volt lithium battery, and doesn't require much. May tie into the 12-volt power that already exists to do it. So as we get ready to do the bottom one, we do have an additional concern. We have to make sure that this vent, this little drain, which is the drain for the refrigerator, is able to stick out. So what we're going to do is figure out where that is when we get ready to do that one. We'll just go ahead and do the bottom two vents like we did previously, and then the last one we'll kind of do some measurements and kind of figure out where this is, and I'll show you some of the considerations that you have to take into account as you're doing that. You can see that drain pipe sticks in between the slats of the vent here, and right now it's sticking in the more forward vents. What we want to do is make sure when we get ready to finally route it, is that we route it through the backward slats. And the reason for that is as we do, what we're going to have to do is on this vent, we're going to have to cut a notch in for that particular slat where that hole is, and it'll be much easier to cut this back edge than it is going to be this front edge. We need to leave this front edge in place so that it gives the screen strength. We could cut it but that gets to be a much harder cut to do than to try to cut out the back here. So I'll show you that as we're getting ready to do it. Marked the hole that I'm going to stick it through eventually. I just kind of got a Sharpie and marked around it. You can see I've got it in that more rear slat now, and I'll just cut out that square, and it should still work pretty well. We'll kind of cut it narrow so that it's tight against that tube to some extent, but that should help keep the bugs out. I just got a Sharpie and just darkened the area that I want to cut out. The way I did that is I just had this lined up under here like so, and then I just got the Sharpie and filled in the area that I wanted to cut out. Now I'll use my 10 snips and cut that piece out. So now you can see where I cut that out. I actually stayed inside the markings some so that it would stay as close to the hose as possible. The next thing we'll do is we'll just now put it on just like we would the rest of them. Line it up inside here and use our zip ties to put it in. We won't attach this one completely until we're ready to make sure that we've got the opening wide enough, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and see how this fits around it. And as you can see, it seems to fit around. That cap that's on here on the end of this actually pops off, so we'll pop that off and pop that on from the outside once we have it attached. As you can see now, I fed that hose. I took that little filter at the end of the hose off so that I could feed it through the screen. You can see how it fits through the screen just fine. How we cut it here, everything is good. It's a good, nice tight fit. It's in the more forward or rear slot there, so you can see. And then everything else is done just the same as it was. And now we'll go ahead and attach it, and we'll put the filter back on and show you what it all looks like, all completed. The little filter thing put on the end, again, that's to keep bugs from coming up the hose, because there's going to be water in that. That's the drain plug for the refrigerator. And you can see that the vents are all on, everything's in place. They're all held in with the zip ties and everything like that. They're good steady, they're not going anywhere. They're all out of stainless steel in there, and they'll should keep the bugs out, because most flying insects are attracted to propane for some reason, and they tend to want to get in there and wasps and bees and all that type of stuff tend to want to get in there. Anyway, this is Jeff from Soaring RV with another one of our little updates. I'm looking for those super easy things that we can do, that even a klutz like myself can do. So I'm wishing you all the best. Fly high, travel far, safe travels. Take care.